And welcome to Lang Park for the grand final, the Brisbane competition. It's a repeat of our grand final 2 weeks ago in the Queensland Cup when Redcliffe scored that dramatic win after the bell. Well, East are out for revenge. Maybe they can share the premierships, or maybe Redcliffe can have a double celebration. David Wright with us again in commentary. Last time this year, should be another beauty like last time, but can Redcliffe win too?
I think they can, Jerry. I think they can make history here this afternoon because I don't think there's as much pressure on them as there will be on the Tigers. Let's have a look at the team. It's exactly the same side that took the field 2 weeks ago in the grand final, although there has been one change to the squad.
Take a look at their starting lineup. Leon Yateman's the fullback, Robbie Braun and Peter Turner are the wingers, with Beattie and Baker at the centres. The halves are Sippel and McPherson. With Wakefield, Cesarago and Evans make up the back row. Nielsen, Williams and Cotter are a strong front row, and their coach is Gavin Payne.
And the Redcliffe team led out by Ian Graham. Ian Graham going out, obviously a special tribute to him, and there's Selwyn Toby, part of the lineup. And Redcliffe looking to get 2 in a row. They've won the Queensland Cup. Can they win the Brisbane Premiership as well? They look pretty relaxed about it all as they come out for this grand final of the Brisbane Premiership.
The Tigers have been out on the field for quite some time and they've stood in a bit of a huddle there. It should be a very fast and open game.
Stewie Burnt is the referee. Anthony Singleton will be kicking off. He's also had his curly locks cut short. It's not easy for the commentators when they do things like that, but not to worry. Nielsen takes it forward. He's still got his rich dark hair and is caught just short of his own 20-metre line.
Redcliffe in the last 2 occasions have come up winners, 18-14 in the semi-final 4 weeks ago, and in the Queensland Cup grand final it was 18-16. So Redcliffe have managed 18 points, which has been enough on both occasions.
Previously in the other minor grade grand finals, the Colts, Redcliffe beat East by 46 points to 4, and Redcliffe also got up in reserve grade as we see a break here, and a chance for the Tigers in A grade rather. Redcliffe 30 beat East 26.
Can he make it 2-0 in the grand final? Yes, he can. Reads it perfectly, slightly into the breeze on this occasion, although it does gust from time to time. And Redcliffe have got first points. They lead by 2 points to 0. He's being very courageous in his attempts to do so, but he's in trouble. Intercept! Cameron Harron put the glasses down. Harron picked this one up beautifully. He just angles away from Leon Yateman, and just what the Tigers didn't need, an intercept in a grand final. Redcliffe were quite happy to get a hold of it. I think it may have been Cesarago who threw the pass.
Well, standard moves haven't brought tries so far in this game, and it was probably becoming a little bit frustrating. Cesarago with the offload there. Cameron Harron going straight inside, accepting the pass, and he was in the clear. There was no chance anybody was going to get to him. He just accelerated to make sure that he got to the line. Well, he's kicked it pretty well, but no goal. And so the score remains 6 points to 0 in favour of the Dolphins over East. We've got 14.5 minutes to go until half-time.
Looking very dangerous in doing so. Williams out of dummy half, scored a try in the other grand final. Pops it back into simple numbers here. Cotter's off. Here goes Douglas. Put your glasses down. The fastest man on the field. Would you believe it? Redcliffe, it's their day at this stage. They've got another runaway try. Aaron Douglas picks up a lost ball by Graham Cotter.
So let's see if he tries a similar style. Well, this time it's more to the middle. Last time he almost gave us heart failure, but this time he's put it between the uprights. And so it's 12 points to 0 in favour of Redcliffe over East.
The fifth. Redcliffe in great shape, both sides. They come. Oh, Mogg, straight up the middle. Mogg has made it. Oh, no, the Tigers went to sleep after an untidy play the ball. And Adam Mogg zeroed straight up the middle and got close enough to the try line to reach out. The Dolphins, well, they made it 16-0, and there's only 2 minutes up to half-time.
Yes, and it was the Tigers who needed to score just before half-time, but it's Redcliffe. Adam Mogg couldn't believe it. He looked past the ball, looked up, there's nobody there. A few problems with, and he should convert this one. Looks pretty good. Up go the flags, and Redcliffe, well, they're really dominating now, leading by 18 points to 0. Into the sunshine they go. The sun's been shining on the Dolphins for the last couple of weeks. They've been enjoying life. James Hinchy, hero of the grand final, spits a nice pass to Wilson. Wilson's in the clear. He's got support in Douglas, and over he goes for his second try in the grand final. Aaron Douglas scores again, and Redcliffe might have sewn it up already. They lead by 22 points to 0.
That's more like the Dolphins. That's their best try by far in this particular game. It's their 4th. off, but they created that very nicely. George Wilson put into a gap, I think, by James Hinchy. Gould out of dummy half. There's Hinchy, fires the pass up to Wilson, put him into the gap. He had players either side. Feature of the Redcliffe game was their backup. He decided on Aaron Douglas on the outside. He could have taken Adam Mogg back on the inside. He didn't need him. As Singleton tries to hoist this one between the uprights. Hits it again perfectly. What a kicking performance by Anthony Singleton. The confidence is summed up in that man. 24-0 in favour of the Dolphins. That's the 5th tackle. Will they run it? Cesarago decides to hoist it in the air. It's gone fairly deep though. Selwyn Toby. No! Sipple! Sipple has snatched it away from Selwyn Toby. And to the everlasting credit of the Tigers, they've come forward to catch that one. Snatch it away from Toby. They get their first try. It's 24-4 with 16 minutes to go in the Brisbane Grand Final.
Well, the time had to come for East to get a little bit of fortune too. And there's the high kick. Now the follow through there, Selwyn Toby and Cameron Hurren both going for it, almost a mix-up between those two.
And try. Across the breeze, not far out though. He just pushes it, but just gets it inside that right-hand upright. 24-6 it is in favour of the Dolphins. Out on the left-hand side to Gould. They've got numbers here if they can exploit it. There's James Hinchy, straightens it up, going very close. Leon Yateman's got a hold of him. Hinchy pops it up. Yes! Yes, it's been tucked in flight as well. The try has been scored. I think it may be Cameron Hurren who scored it. No, Aaron Douglas perhaps. And that could be his hat-trick. Aaron Douglas off a good pass ultimately from Hinchy. Hat-trick.
Yes, a tremendous performance, and Redcliffe just way too good. And there's Hinchy, who scored that dramatic last-moment try in the Queensland Cup Grand Final, and he's able to slip it away there. And Hurren was the man just sitting right behind him. Aaron Douglas and
Concentration, the boys, but really they haven't used their back line as we perhaps would have expected.
Well, that's why, because they haven't controlled the ball in the middle.
Cleel, wow, what an offload by Cleel to Ackerman and back to Miller. Miller, back to Ackerman again. What a combination, and stepping back inside, Canning has scored. He's over again. Now the celebrations can well and truly start for the Dolphins. They go to a 32-6 lead. Bevan Canning scores another try for them, and it's all red and white.
We're still able to offload this ball. Have a look at this. Plenty of attention. They went high on him. The big man pops it out the back door. Ackerman keeps it alive. Fires the pass up here to Miller. Good pass out again to Ackerman. He looks on the outside and finds Bevan Canning. The step and the duck. What's this? Underneath. And almost loses it. Just manages to control it and get it down. And that's what happens when you're leading 28-6. You know, with a couple of minutes to go in the grand final. You can do these things. You can duck, you can dive, you can have the ball dislodged, and somehow or other they all seem to stick because confidence is sky high, and you can just go on and play it with all your ability. Have a look at this. Bevan Canning, step back on the inside, under Sipple. The ball was...
There are men lining up. It goes back. Ian Graham, field goal attempt. It's kicked it. What a hero! And Redcliffe lead by 35-6. Be careful, he might put another one on the Tigers. No, he can't. And that's it. Full time. The 1997 premiers are the Redcliffe Dolphins, and they are indeed in all three grades. They won the Colts, they won the A grade, and they've won the Premier grade premiership. Redcliffe 35, East 6. After Redcliffe also won the Queensland Cup, and the red and white army from up on the peninsula have come down to watch a great grand final, and they look pretty pleased with themselves too up on the peninsula. Even the smallest of fans, as the youngsters join their dads. What a special moment. And while he might not quite remember that, certainly Dad will.